there, my name is Ben Bowles. I'm Vice President of Products here at Pivot 3. Today I'd like to demonstrate for you some of the new and enhanced functionality we have around our quality of service capabilities, specifically with the Pivot 3 flash arrays that we're offering to market. So we've done some exciting things this year around enhancing the QoS capabilities we have for both performance and data protection. And so in this demo, I'll walk through some of the capabilities we have around quality of service for performance as it relates to being able to set policies and targets, prioritization of performance, and then tie that directly through virtual volumes inside VMware, where I can do this at a granularity level on a per VM basis. So what we have on the screen here is I've got a vCenter environment set up where I have a number of virtual machines that are configured with virtual volumes, the latest volume technology from VMware. And then I also have Pivot 3 N5 array that's running these workloads. And what I'll do is I'll demonstrate how we can modify the performance of the virtual machines on the fly, and then see how those changes take effect in real time on the N5 array. So what we have is under the provision screen here, I've got a number of volumes and data stores configured. You see the service levels, mission critical, business critical, and non-critical are set up with the different policies. It's the policies that are going to tie the performance targets and the priorities to those volumes, data stores, and or virtual volumes. And so you'll notice here, if we take a look at this policy, Policy 1, it has a IOPS target, a bandwidth target, and a not to exceed latency target. So we see that on the screen there. Under the Performance QoS tab, you see a summary of the 5 performance policies that we have, their various service levels, the targets for latency, IOPS, and throughput. And then our QoS for performance is also connected to the data path. So it modifies the queuing and caching and tiering algorithms. So you see here around read warm, read ahead, and write cache, and the settings for those various policies. So what you do is you assign these policies to a volume, and then that sets the performance levels that volume is going to get. And so if we go back to the volume screen here, the 2 volumes that we're going to work with is a couple managed vVols here. They have the green icon, and so this first one is VMworld Demo 1-2, and then the other one is VMworld Demo 1-1. And what we're going to do is we're going to observe the performance that we're getting out of these 2 virtual volumes, and then we're going to go in and then through the policy management we're going to change those, switch the policies, and watch the performance change in real time. So if we click on the Performance Metrics tab here, what you see is the IOPS levels for these 2 VMDKs. And so the first one here is running at about 9,000 IOPS, and then the second one here is running close to 30,000 IOPS. And so what we'll do is we'll change these and observe that change in real time. If we go back to the vCenter web client, I have a VMworld demo machine that we'll manipulate here. Before we do that, I want to show you a couple things. So we're utilizing virtual volumes through a VASA provider to surface the storage policies for performance. And so if we click on this vCenter server, we see that under storage providers, I have a number of VMworld demo arrays that are connected to this vCenter. And so those are presented up as a VASA provider, and then that's how we surface the performance policies for that. And so if we take a look at the policies and profiles, what we'll see here under VM storage policies is I have those 5 performance policies: mission critical policy 1, business critical policy 2, and then the non-critical policies are surfaced right up within vCenter, and I can utilize those to tie that to an individual virtual volume in a virtual machine. So now if we go back to the virtual machines list, all I have to do to modify the performance of this virtual machine is to select the VM policies, modify those storage policies, and there's two hard disks here. These are equivalent to a VMDK and the virtual volume that's located on the array. And so what we'll do is we'll modify the first one and change it from non-critical to mission critical, and we'll modify the second one here and change it from mission critical to non-critical. We'll say okay, and then what this is going to do, and you see it is going through a reconfiguration of the virtual machine. This is going to communicate through the VASA provider and set the performance policies on the underlying virtual volumes that are located on the N5 array. So we'll give that a moment to complete, and then we'll go back to the storage management, and we'll observe the metrics and see how those have changed in real time. So that's completed reconfiguring the virtual machine. If we go back to the monitor graph here, what you see is in real time, we've changed the performance of these two virtual volumes. And so this is modifying the data path and the queuing algorithms on the fly in real time. So now the volume that was in non-critical and receiving the lower performance is now increased in performance, and the virtual volume that was in the highest performance class is now receiving a lower performance level. So this is an example of how we can modify the performance on the fly with our quality of service and have that integrated right within vCenter with VMware virtual volumes. So hopefully that gives you an idea of some of our updated capabilities as it relates to performance QoS. My name is Ben Bowles with Pivot 3. If you have any questions or want to see more about our products, feel free to visit us at pivot3.com to learn more about the quality of service capabilities we have. Thanks.